Here's a story, a Chassidic story about the Rebbe Reshab, the father of the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe. He was the fifth Rebbe of Chabad, father Rebbe. And it's a story about Hashgacha Pratit. That's like we just finished learning about Birurim, about how God puts a Jew in places and meets people or does things, whatever, that really he has a godly purpose in it. Here's and not we don't always know where this is, what it is. God arranges us, puts us to places which seem to be accidentally, and really it's intended. Listen to this. So there was a Jew that that was accused falsely by his workers. He had owned a vodka factory and made vodka, and his workers used to steal vodka in the nighttime. And he caught them. He caught them. So he caught them and he fired them. And they, in order to take revenge on him, they made up a story that he was stealing vodka from the government. He was selling it on his own. He was siphoning it off. And he had his own business going on that he didn't report to the government. And really, that was the vodka that they stole. Whatever it was false accusations. But they broke into his office, whatever, and they forged papers, they changed numbers. And they accused him. The unsuspecting Jew, the next day was brought into was brought to jail. And policemen came to his house and they arrested him. And the next day he was brought in front of a judge, and the judge says that you're accused of stealing from the government, and if you're found guilty, the punishment will be 20 years in jail, whatever. So this poor fellow didn't know what to do. So they said, okay, you have time to prepare your case. You have time to prepare your defense. And they put guards around his house, whatever, so he wouldn't escape, wouldn't run away. And his family wouldn't run away. And meanwhile, they let him go free to find a lawyer. No lawyer wanted to take his case, no lawyer. As soon as they looked at it, there was too many witnesses and the papers were against him. So someone suggested that he should go to the Rebbe Reshab, the Rebbe of Chabad. So he went, he figured he would get good advice or get a blessing or something miraculous would happen. So I went to the Rebbe, and the trial is going to be like in another week. He's been looking around for judges, for lawyers and help for so long. And this is like his last straw. So he goes to the Rebbe, and there's a secretary. And the secretary says, listen, I have this terrible thing. I have to go to court. My court case is just going to be next week, and I don't even have any defense prepared. And I don't know what to do. And please, can the Rebbe help me? They said, write it down. We'll take it into the Rebbe. Write down your problem. Write it down. Take it into the Rebbe. And the man is sitting there waiting, and he sees the Rebbe's secretary. Did the Rebbe say anything? The Rebbe didn't say anything. Did you give him the paper? Gave him the paper. Did he read it? I'm sure he read it. But I have to go in and see. I'm desperate. I have to. But Rebbe didn't say anything. So I said, please tell the Rebbe that I'm desperate. I have to go. That the days are passing by. That the court date is sooner and sooner. It's closer and closer. And I haven't got anything to say. They're going to put me in jail for 20 years. The Rebbe said, wait. He waits. Waits a day, waits 2 days, waits 3 days. The man's going crazy, doesn't know what to do. Maybe the Rebbe doesn't have any solution. Maybe he should go and try to find something else. Maybe he should try to bribe something. Maybe do something. Early Friday morning, this man is in the room. He rented a room, whatever. And early in the morning, 5 in the morning, 3 in the morning, knock on his door. The Rebbe said that you should immediately go to the train station and buy a ticket and get on the train. So the man gets on he does it. takes his little suitcase that he has, runs down to the train station, buys a ticket to go back home. It's like a 3-hour drive, whatever, on the train. 3 hour, 4 hour. He gets on the train, and he's on the train with his bag, and they show him his room. It's a semi-private room. Well, the Rebbe tells him to get a semi-private room or a private room, whatever it is. So he buys both tickets, so he's got the room alone. And he gets there and he sits down, and the Rebbe answered. Suddenly he realizes that he doesn't have any answer. The Rebbe didn't tell him what to do. He didn't give him a blessing. He didn't give him any advice. He's on the train. He made it to the train, and now he's on his way back to doom, right? He's going to go to trial. So he doesn't know what to do. He's sitting and thinking. He realizes, listen, he's got a couple of hours until he gets home. And so he puts on his tefillin and he starts to pray. He starts to pray and he's starting to think about his terrible situation. He starts to cry. He's crying and says, someone knocks on the door. Yes. He says, listen, excuse me, sir. Can you please be a little bit quiet? We're trying to rest in our rooms and you're crying. And the man said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. So this man says, tell me, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Why are you crying? The man that knocked on his door, these are all like semi-private rooms or private rooms, whatever, in the train. So usually they're only more important people have money to buy these, then they care about it. So he says, I have a terrible problem. And I said, well, what's your problem? So he tells him the whole problem. So listen, I was falsely accused, and I went to the Rebbe, and he told me to this. And the man said, well, where are you going now? I said, I'm going back home. My trial is going to be in just another day, whatever it is, on Sunday, whatever it's going to be on Sunday. And I'm just, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm innocent and I don't know how to defend myself, and no one wants to defend me. And I have a family and I have children. And he starts to weep again and cry. And the man says, okay, listen, just do me a favor. Please don't cry so loud. I mean, it's really early in the morning and we would like to rest a little bit. And the person said, the man says, okay, what is your name? Well, what is your name? He says, my name. He tells him, the Jew tells him his name. My name is Shmer, whatever it is. And he says, okay, it was a pleasure meeting you. May God help you in your problems. We all have problems, and may God help you. Thank you very much. I really, appreciate. Anyway, this fellow goes home, and it comes. His wife said, what happened? He said, nothing happened. I don't know what to do. The Rebbe didn't give me any advice. He just basically kicked me out. He told me to get out. Told me to catch the first train home, and I caught the first train home, and there I'm back here, and I haven't got any. So his wife said, listen, you went to this Rebbe, he saw you, he knows your problem. Trust God, it'll be all right. So he goes to the trial, and the standing in front of the judge, and the judge is looking, he's got a big wig on, whatever. And there's other judges, other judges also, and they hear his case and they hear the people against him, and the judge says, not guilty. Oh no, they asked the Jew, what have you got to say in your defense? He said, all I can say is I'm innocent. I didn't do it. I didn't lie. I didn't cheat. I didn't steal money from the government. These people stole from me. I fired them, and therefore that's all. And he broke down crying. He said, okay, I'll make my decision in another half an hour. Court recess. Everybody came back. He says he's innocent. Innocent. He says, yes, I don't believe the charges that are against him. And in fact, we made an investigation, and it ends up that we see that the books have been tampered with, and that these men are known liars, and that the Jew is so happy. So after the trial, And they take these men away. They take the accusers. They take them away. They're liars. He goes to the judge. He says, "Thank you very much." He looks at the judge. The judge says, "You recognize me?" He said, "I do, but I don't remember where I recognize." Takes off his wig. Says, "I remember." He says, "I was the man in the train that told you to stop making noise. I was your next door neighbor. I sat down, I heard your story, and I saw the way that you were praying, and I realized that this man is telling the truth. So as soon as I got back, I ordered that police should go and check the whole thing out. They should investigate your office and see what was going on, and to also to inquire about these men. And I realized that they were liars in this. So here we see a case of apparently a accidental, perchance meeting between this man, the Jew, the accused Jew, and the judge. And by him, it was pure chance. He didn't know. But by the Rebbe, it was designed. He knew where the salvation would come from by this seemingly unintended meeting. So really the fact is that everything in life is that way, that God meets us up with things that always don't seem to have an immediate result like we think. But if we act properly and we think properly and we believe properly, that it all come from good. So like the Rebbe said many times, think good and it will be good. That's how the salvation of the Jewish people is going to come. Like it says also by Mashiach, Matzati et David. God said, I found, it's like you find a wallet on the street, it's got $1 million in it, and it's got your name on it. How did I find this? That's what Mashiach is going to be. It's going to be seemingly a thing we never dreamed that it would work in such a way that everything will come out in the best way possible. Have a good day with Mashiach now. Have a good Shabbos. Thank you very much for coming. See you all on Sunday at 8:15.